Hey guys, what's going on? It's King Clutch here, and today guys, we're back in the NBA 2K20. I hope you guys are all having a great day and everything is going well for you guys. Today, what we're going to be doing here in today's video is I'm going to be showing you all how to build James Harden here in 2K20. Now, real quick for this, I know James Harden's a shooting guard. You can either make this build as shooting guard or point guard. When you make it a point guard, I'm pretty sure you get a you get like 3 more defensive badges if you build it exactly how I did. I'm going to make it a shooting guard, but either way works. And also, if you build it a shooting guard, you're going to get, I think, one more playmaking badge, I'm sorry, if you were to build it a shooting guard instead of a point guard. But in reality, it doesn't really matter. If you have that big a difference about badge difference, go ahead and pick a point guard. I'm going to go with a shooting guard, though, just for the build itself. But either way really works. It's really preference. I'm just going to build him a shooting guard just so it's more like relative to James Harden. Now, for the skill breakdown on this build, guys, I feel like this one's kind of obvious. I'm going to go with the finishing and the shooting pie chart. Obviously, James Harden, he's more known for his shooting, but he can also drive extremely well. He's a great offensive player, and he's known for his step backs, his dribble moves, and everything that he can do there. But what we're going to do is I'm going to build this, the shooting and the finishing pie chart for this, for our skill breakdown. But, I mean, there's other good options. You could maybe do, like, shooting and dribbling if you wanted. Obviously your driving dunks and your stats aren't as high, but I want to do this so we're able to score in every facet pretty well. Now, I know the only downside with this is you don't have an 85 driving dunk. You'll get an 85 driving dunk once you're 97 overall. You'll get a 95 driving dunk. So eventually you'll be able to get contact dunks with this build. So as long as you grind this build a little bit, you'll be able to get those contact dunks. So we're going to go with that one there. Now for the physical profile, this is kind of preference. You could go with the speed and the vertical pie chart. That's a very good option. I'm going to go with the main speed just to give myself 85 speed, but in reality this pie chart is also very well if you want to have more of a well-rounded player. But I want to go for speed with this build, so we are going to go with the speed physical profile for this. Now for the attributes, guys, for a James Harden build, we're obviously going to max out our driving dunk, our driving layup, all of our shooting. You'd obviously want that. And then I tried to nick these down a little bit, and you can't. The only one you could is your 3-point shot, but you're not going to want to lessen that anymore. You're going to upgrade your ball handling and your pass accuracy. Then we have these 202 points left. Now, one thing with this is I know James Harden isn't known for his defense. I'm going to upgrade the defensive anyways just to give ourselves some defensive badges. I feel like they're very important in 2K. And then we have these 27 points left. You can throw these wherever you'd like. I am going to put them on post moves to give myself 15 playmaking badges. But in all reality, you could go ahead and leave this at 14 and then bump this up, your standing dunk or your post hook, and then you'll get 15, 14, 21, and 5. And actually what I did is I tweaked this a little bit. So what I did is I took the finishing away, and then I upgraded our interior D to give ourselves 6 defensive badges. And when I've built this build, depending on what you do with some of the attribute points at the end, you can either get like an offensive threat or a facilitating finisher. Either way, there's a good chance of you getting both. And I've had it happen multiple times where I've gotten both and just tweaked a few things. But this is what I'm going to finish with for the badges. We're going to have 14 finishing, 21 shooting, 14 playmaking, and 6 defending. Now for the body shape, guys, I'm going to go with compact for that. For the height, James Harden is 6'5", so I'm going to leave it at 6'5". If you make this build a point guard, you could easily leave him at 6'5". I feel like 6'5" is like the meta height for guards this year. Everyone seems to have guards that are 6'5", so we're going to leave him at 6'5". And his weight, James Harden is 220 pounds. I'm not making this build 220. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put it right around like 201, 200 pounds. So if we go 201, we get a +1 to our lateral quickness and a +1 to our acceleration. So overall, that should give us a better overall speed for this build, and you're not too small. So you're pretty heavy. You're heavier than other guards, so that should work for that. Now for the wingspan, James Harden, his wingspan is like 82.8. I'm not going to go with that, though. I'm going to go with like 80.7 because this, we get plus to our shooting stats, we get plus to our ball handling, we lose 1 on our steal. But overall, I feel like that is a very good wingspan for this build, guys. And now for the takeover. This is really up to you. If you wanted to make more of a cheesy build for this year's game, I would go with slashing takeover because that seems like the best takeover in the game this year. When you get it's easier to get. It's the easiest thing to get. It's usually not very hard. You get like 3 dunks and you're good, 6 points in the park, and you're good. But for the James Harden build, guys, I'm going to go with the shot creating takeover. Obviously, you know, that's what he's known for the step backs. That's pretty much all he does. You know, that's his main way of scoring is those step back threes. That's what everyone remembers. So we're going to go with the shot creating takeover for this build, guys. And for our build name, we are going to get an offensive threat similar to James Harden, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and Kobe Bryant. R.I.P. Kobe. With this build, I've gotten this as an offensive threat or a facilitating finisher. You can get them either way. It really just depends what you do with the badge points at the end. Either way, I've gotten them similar to James Harden. So guys, I'm going to go ahead and test this build and show you guys the badges that I would throw on this build. So let's get right into that. We're going to throw this build up to a 99 overall, and we are going to see what we're going to get. So I'll start off with these defensive badges. Now I'm going to put clamps on this build as well as intimidator on this build. And then another badge I feel like you could put on is either interceptor or pickpocket. Whatever you'd prefer. I'm going to put them both on bronze. That's just my opinion. Obviously, pick dodger would be good to have. Really, whatever you prefer. I'm going to actually take interceptor off. But if you want, you can leave clamps on bronze and do it that way if you wanted to get interceptor as well. But those are probably between those 5 badges are the ones I would pick for this build. But if you want to put some of them on gold, go ahead. But these are probably what I would do for the defensive badges, guys. Now, I'll go ahead and show you guys these playmaking badges. Okay, for a James Harden build, you would have ankle breaker. You know, he's broken a bunch of people's ankles. But I don't know how well that's going to work with this build. I'm just going to leave it on bronze just to have it. You're going to have handles for days. That's obvious. As well as, where is it? This is just confusing me because it's so different than when you have a guard, or a point guard. Space out differently. You're going to have space creator. Obviously, you know, James gets a ton of space on his step backs. I feel like you're going to want stop and go, tight handles, and unpluckable all on this build. And another build I would say would be downhill because you're going to want to be quick with this build, and be able to, run very quickly past other, people in transition. So this is probably what I would do for these playmaking badges with gold handles for days, quick first step, and space creator. The rest of those badges, they're on bronze. Now guys, for the finishing badges, I feel like you're going to put contact finisher on Hall of Fame, and then also you're going to want fancy footwork on silver, just like with any build this year. You're going to want that. Relentless, I feel like something you're going to want. Giant Slayer again. Slithery finisher as well. Consistent finisher, and then you got these other points that you can go ahead and put wherever you'd like. I'm going to upgrade slithery finisher and consistent finisher, but you could go ahead and do whatever you'd like with those, but I feel like these are some very good finishing badges for this build, with Hall of Fame contact finisher, gold slithery finisher, silver consistent, fancy footwork, and giant slayer, and then bronze relentless finisher. But I feel like with those finishing badges, you should be able to finish in the paint pretty well. For these shooting badges for this build, I feel like you're going to want quick draw. I'm going to put it up to gold. I know a lot of people like it up to gold or Hall of Fame. I'm leaving it at silver, but again, that is opinion. You can do whatever you'd like, whatever you're used to for a jump shot speed. Now, I'm going to put range extender on Hall of Fame, as well as Deadeye on Hall of Fame. I feel like James Harden has those. Difficult shots is something I'm going to have on Hall of Fame. And now, for the rest of these guys, I feel like, because James Harden doesn't do a bunch of catch and shoot, he can definitely shoot in the catch and shoot, he just doesn't. So I'm not going to put that on there. Clutch shooter is something he would have, but for a park badge, this one's kind of useless, I think. I really do not think you need it. But I'm going to put Green Machine on here, Hot Zone Hunter on here. And then the other badges I'd like to have, you could throw deep fades if you want to, you know, maybe try to back people down and shoot some fades with this build. What I'm going to do is I'm going to upgrade Hot Start once, and then I'm also going to put Green Machine up to gold. Again, those are preference, and you could throw on Corner Specialist and Catch and Shoot if you're going to be standing in the corner. I feel like those would be very good options. Or deep fades if you're going to be shooting fades, but again, this is how you play. But these are probably some of the badges I would go with, just, you know, for basic badges. And obviously, you could tweak these a little bit, but I'd keep Deadeye, difficult shots, quick draw, and range extender no matter what. The other 3 I would just, you know, maybe tweak depending on how you like to play. If you're going to be, you know, dribbling more, you might want a different badge. If you're going to be shooting fades or, you know, standing in the corner, it's up to you and how you guys play the game. But this is probably what I would do for a James Harden build here in 2K20, guys. If there's any other player builds you guys like to see, please put their names under the comments below and I can go in and do those players for you guys. But anyways, it's been King Clutch, you guys. Have a great rest of your day and peace out, guys. Thanks.